Welcome to Will It Build, the series where I take your builds from my YouTube comments and Discord server and put them to the test to see if they are the real deal. If it's solid, then I'll gift you 1,000 silver, and if it's really something special, you'll be featured in a dedicated build video for your submitted build. So comment yours below so we can answer the question, will it build? Welcome back to another episode of Will It Build, and I am very, very excited about this one because not only are we going to do another emblem giveaway in this episode of Will It Build, we'll get to that in just a moment, but this is a build that I've been a little bit interested in for quite a while, a couple of months now, in fact, because I've had a longtime viewer in my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Mactics, by the way, where we film all these live, who's been telling me all about this constant Nova spam build that they have constantly been using where they're ripping Nova bombs basically as quickly as one would throw grenades, or maybe a little bit hyperbole, or maybe not. We'll end up seeing. This one is submitted by Buckeye, who is calling it Soda Pop Supers. Starting off, you'll note that we are running the Skull of Dire Ahamkara helmet, which is rather simple, provides additional damage resistance during Nova Bomb final blows, and weapon final blows while you have Devour grant super energy. So this helmet has been changed slightly. Previously, it was strictly the Nova Bomb final blows, and if I recall correctly, Nova Bomb hits. I'm not sure if it's lost the utility where simply throwing a Nova Bomb and hitting something big with it will give you 50% regen. We'll test that out when we go ahead and run into a boss on Contest of Elders. But what's really, really cool to me is the weapon final blows while you have Devour will grant super energy. If we pair something that up with what they're recommending, something in the bad juju, which comes with String of Curses, kills refill the magazine, increase damage for a short duration, and grant super energy based on the strength of String of Curses. That plus Skull of Dire Ahamkara theoretically together is going to become married and give us Nova Bombs over and over and over again. But as you saw previously, we do have to have Devour active to get the benefits of Skull of Dire Ahamkara, at least the super regeneration benefits on weapon final blows. To do so, we're going to look no further than Prismatic Warlock. Obviously, we're going Nova Bomb Cataclysm because, you know, Nova Bomb build. To get our Devour, we're going to be going Feed the Void. We're defeating a target with any ability will activate Devour, and this is improved Devour as well, where it's going to give us double the health regeneration on any kill or activation of Devour, and double the grenade regeneration. Pairing this up with the Vortex Grenade is going to be very, very nice as well, because one of the facets that they recommend we use is going to be the Facet of Dominance, where our Void Grenades are going to weaken targets. You don't have to do this, so if you're watching this outside of episode Revenant and it's a different set of seasonal mods, you're going to be completely okay. But what's really, really nice about this build as well is that with our Void Grenades weakening targets, if you're playing this in episode Revenant, you could pair this up with Power from Pain if you wanted to, where rapid final blows against weakened combatants will grant you Devour. So if your grenade, the ability, is not getting the final blow to proc Devour through Feed the Void, the grenade will at least weaken targets through the Facet of Dominance, and then killing them with weapons will get you Devour. So there's kind of a second way to get you Devour. That's going to be very circumstantial. So like I said, it's not going to be necessary for this build to work perfectly. Just another angle and another avenue to get Devoured. Also going with Hellion, which is going to give us our Solar Buddy, our Solar Mortar, which is going to damage and scorch enemy targets, paired up with Phoenix Dive, which simply put, cures us, cures allies, nice little snap of the finger healing tool. Finally, we've got Arcane Needle, triple melee, gonna unravel targets, create tangles for us if we'd like. Don't think that synergizes too much with the rest of the build, with the exception of maybe giving us the angle to give us Darkness Transcendence energy. Definitely, in my opinion, the best of the Prismatic Warlock melees, assuming we're not heavily building into any of the other ones. As far as our other facets go, we got the Facet of Purpose, where since we are using a Void Super, Orb of Power pickups are going to give us Void Overshield, which recently got buffed, so it's a little bit more powerful and a little bit more potent, so we love that. Going with the Facet of Hope, where while we have an elemental buff, such as something like Devour, our class ability is going to regenerate more quickly. That's going to be more Phoenix Dives, more healing, more cure, and more Hellions. Also going with the Facet of Grace, where defeating targets with kinetic weapons is going to grant us bonus Transcendence energy. Defeating targets with our super is going to grant us and nearby allies bonus Transcendence energy. So I guess theoretically, kinetic weapon, we're using bad juju quite a lot, plus getting a lot of kills with Nova Bombs. Hopefully that's going to keep our Transcendence meter full all the time so we can be continuously popping Transcendence, despite Arcane Needle being our only source of darkness damage. Finally, we got the Faster Protection, which simply put, more damage resistance. Always a good pick when it comes to Prismatic. I am curious if the Facet of Grace Transcendence energy gains are not feeling particularly potent. I do have a potential idea for another fragment that we could try out, but we'll get there when we get there. As far as weapon setup goes, obviously we talked about Bad Juju in the first slot. They recommended a Ross Argos 4 Void Auto Rifle with, I believe, Repulsor Brace and Onslaught. Two issues I have with that is issue number one, I don't love the idea of going double primary. I would rather have a special ammo weapon in here, like the Velocity Baton, which is spectacular this season, along with seasonal mods like Concussive Reload, where using a grenade launcher, it's going to weaken tankier targets. And the bigger issue is at this current moment in time, I don't have a Ross Argos, so I can't use that right now anyway. The other thing they're recommending is an Edge Transit grenade launcher down in the heavy slot. The one thing I'm wondering is if I want to run a Void grenade launcher over something like a Darkness Energy type grenade launcher, like a Strand Cataphract or the seasonal Vanguard Strand grenade launcher, maybe something like the Chill Inhibitor from the new dungeon, a God Roll of Witch, Envious Arsenal, and Bait and Switch you can go and pick up from Banshee right now. Only reason being is because I think having a little bit of variety in our light versus darkness damage types and having easy ways to get Transcendence energy, I'm wondering if that's going to feel better than just having raw void damage, but we'll see. I do understand the rationale for them giving us some void damage, because if we come over to our mod setup, we're investing heavily in a lot of void mods, which makes sense because we're kind of trying to double dip into our energy slot being a void weapon and our heavy slot being a void weapon. So I do understand why, they're kind of gravitating towards void weapons. However, I'm wondering if there is a better angle to take here. As always, we'll start off with what they recommend, and then we'll make our tweaks as we go. As far as mods go, you'll see we have a Harmonic Siphon for our energy and heavy weapons to create orbs of power, as well as a Kinetic Siphon for our Bad Juju to create orbs of power. Even more super energy on top of the super energy we're already gathering. Got a heavy ammo finder as well for bonus heavy ammo. On the gloves, they're setting us up with a Kinetic Loader and a Harmonic Loader, so we have maximum weapon uptime with our reloads. They also had a Fastball, which is 1 energy cost, which we do have room for. Even if you have both of these mods in a 4 cost stat mod, you will have 1 energy left to put into Fastball. However, me personally, I just don't like using Fastball. I'm really used to the range of my grenade without Fastball, so I just never use it. On our chest piece, they're recommending whatever resistances match up with the damage from the enemies that we're fighting in our current activity, in conjunction with a Void Reserves mod, presumably for the Void grenade launcher that they recommended. So if we do end up feeling like we want to go with a Darkness element grenade launcher like a Stasis or a Strand, then we'll probably end up changing this to follow suit. Down on the boots, Void Weapon Surge mod, obviously for the Void energy weapon, in conjunction with the Void heavy weapon, paired up with a time dilation mod so that those 10 seconds of Void Weapon boost are actually going to be 15 seconds per armor charge per Orb of Power pickup. And speaking of Orb of Power pickups, they're setting us up with Recuperation and Better Already. These I'm very skeptical of, considering that we have a build with Phoenix Dive and Devour, so I'm feeling like these are very unnecessary. I think we'll have all the healing in the world. Finally, another thing I'm a little skeptical of, we got a Distribution mod here, so we can reduce all of our ability cooldowns when we use our class ability near targets. Feel like we don't really need this since we have ton of class ability cooldown from Facet of Hope and tons of grenade cooldown from Devour. I feel like this would be better off being a Reaper, but we'll see what they recommended, and then we'll make some tweaks as we go. As far as stats go, tier 10 resilience, I'm going high discipline, and I'm trying to get a decent amount of intellect and recovery as well, if I can. So that's the build set up. I've got Tech Wizard and Jazz Minotaur from the stream. Tech Wizard's going to send us into the Contest of Elders, the hard mode difficulty of the new Prison of Elders revamped activity, and we're going to answer that question. Will it build? As we fly in, I do want to call back to that emblem giveaway I mentioned we were going to do in today's episode. I'm going to show the emblem on screen right now. As usual, we're going to make it super easy to enter. Just got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. I want to know, in your comment, tell me what you think the coolest looking Destiny 2 weapon ornament is. So step one, we want to get Devour, so we need to get an ability kill. There's our Devour, and remember, we need that Devour so that our weapon final blows will actually proc Skull of Dire Ahamkara and give us bonus super energy. And then from here, we're just getting kills with the Bad Juju. So we're trying to keep String of Curses up. This is going to give us Skull of Dire Ahamkara. We're already at 50% super. And I'm just trying to get a gauge of how quickly we do, in fact, get our super. I'm kind of trying to prioritize the trash mobs. However, we can still, of course, throw our grenades. This is going to weaken the tankier enemies. There's our Nova Bomb already. And so we toss our Nova Bomb. I think I think I missed the Nova Bomb. I don't think I killed a single enemy with that Nova Bomb right there. The nice thing about Bad Juju is that if you are continuously getting kills with it, you never have to reload it, which is a good feeling. And there's our Nova Bomb. Chuck it at that guy. Boom. And we got a tiny bit of super energy back from the actual Nova Bomb itself, but nothing out of this world. What's really looking nice about this is the neutral game super regeneration rather than getting super back from actually throwing the Nova Bomb. So now we need a way to get our grenade. Oh, we can pop, oh, I guess we don't just need our grenade. We get a kill with an Arcane Needle. That still counts as an ability final blow, and that'll give us Devour. These Scions are very, very squishy, which is nice for the Bad Juju. Give me that super back instantly. Gonna Nova Bomb that fella down there. And basically no super energy back from the actual Nova Bomb kill. But we are getting Nova Bombs very, very fast. The String of Curses plus Skull of Dart ahamkara is working wonders. And the Bad Juju damage is not half bad. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Pulse Rifles have gotten buffed in PvE pretty significantly over the past couple of months, yes? Like, overall Pulse Rifle damage feels nice. There's our Nova Bomb back again. I'm wondering if Powerful Attraction would feel a little bit nicer to scoop up all the orbs that we're creating over Time Dilation. I can't remember whether or not the Hellion on Phoenix Dive counts as an ability kill for proccing Devour. I'm kind of curious about that. Next time my Devour runs out, we're going to test that out. I'm pretty sure it does if I recall correctly, but I always like double checking things. Let's get this Nova Bomb off. Okay, right there, we killed a couple of extra enemies. Instead of just throwing it at, like, one tanky target, we threw it at a small pack, and it did give us, like, a quarter of our super back. You don't really get all that much super energy back if you just chuck your Nova Bomb at one tanky target and it doesn't kill it. But if you do kill a couple of enemies, you do get a little bit of super energy back. I mean, look at our super meter, though. And that, we already have it back. Wait a minute. That's kind of nasty. Hold up. And then the Walker's gonna put up its shield, sling in a couple grenade launcher shots. And the challenge was to end the encounter quickly, which we certainly did. I haven't been paying too much attention to my Transcendence meters, but I honestly feels like I have my Transcendence up whenever I need it. I don't know if it's just because, like, I'm doing it, it's all, like, most of my weapon damage is kinetic, and kinetic damage fills both meters, or... I'm not really sure. Okay, I want to test if the Hellion gives us Devour, and it does. Okay, so the Hellion final blows do count as ability final blows for initiating the activation of your Devour, which is good to know. Okay, so here's the mines. Remember, the mines that look all glitchy are the fake mines, so we're not falling for the fake mines. So this is a real mine right here. What? That was a decoy too? Oh my god. Now that we're going into wave 3, I do want to make a couple of slight tweaks, specifically to the mods. Since we are throwing a lot of grenades, I'm not sure how necessary I feel the Harmonic Siphon is, so I kind of want to trade out the Harmonic Siphon for something like Ashes to Assets is what I have in mind at the current moment. And then maybe we can double up on the Kinetic Siphon. Instead of the Harmonic Loader, I feel like we can stick Firepower in, so our grenades are making orbs as well for even more orb of power generation. As I alluded to previously, I want to swap the Time Dilation for Powerful Attraction so that our Phoenix Dive scoops up all nearby orbs. I want another way to generate orbs in Reaper, since we're going to be casting our class ability so often thanks to the Facet of Hope. That is also going to give us room for something like Outreach, so we can keep our Arcane Needles up a little bit more frequently. Then on the boots, I'm not sure how big I am on the Void Weapon Surge. I kind of want to experiment a little bit with something that's going to keep my melee ability energy up very, very frequently. So I think I might go Absolution and then Invigoration, and then we can go with a Harmonic Scavenger to make sure our heavy ammo is fully loaded at all times. I'm in a happy spot. I just want to see how those feel when it comes to getting our super back even more frequently. Get that grenade out. Need that Devour. And it is up. I'm just gonna chuck my Nova Bomb up there. Get about a quarter of it back. Perfectly fine. And then this makes me feel a little less bad about throwing my grenade a little bit more often and getting kills with the grenade, because my grenade is going to be proccing ashes to assets, giving me a ton of super energy. It's going to be making orbs. Whereas like kind of before, I felt like I wanted to avoid using my abilities to a certain degree because I wanted every single kill to come from my bad juju. But now I feel like I'm allowed to use my entire kit without sacrificing super energy. Now that we're in the later waves and the enemy light level is ticking up a little bit, it is getting to be a little bit harder to get the bad juju final blows to maintain string of curses x5. So I'm wondering if the Nova Bombs are going to slow down just a little bit, making this build slightly less desirable for something like Grandmasters. I gotta say though, I am enjoying the fragment setup as is. I know I was considering maybe trying out something like the Facet of Solitude, but I feel like our Transcendence uptime is very, very solid at the current moment, so I don't really want to mess with anything with our fragments, because that was my only real concern. As we make our way into the final wave, I do want to test out one more thing that I alluded to. I want to try out a darkness element heavy weapon, so I want to try out this chill inhibitor that I just got from Banshee, Envious, and Bait, and we're just gonna see how this feels when it comes to having higher uptime on our darkness transcendence meter and being able to pop transcendence a little bit more often. One thing's for sure though, we are definitely slinging Nova Bombs a lot. We're slinging Nova Bomb so frequently that I kind of just want to throw my Nova Bomb at Thrall just because I know I'm going to get it back in a couple seconds. Probably should have saved it for these wizards though, if I am being honest. Actually, I don't know. Oh, let me get the finisher on that ghost. Yeah, I have my Nova back already. Chuck it at that wizard right there. See you later. You definitely are banking on some really squishy targets though. Like you want as many like stuff like acolytes and dregs and goblins and stuff like that. So you can get Stream of Curses X5 super easily and continue to proc it. And go time. So we're gonna throw that to weaken. And I'm gonna wait for him to teleport before I do my Nova. I also want to get Devourer back up so I don't die. And a bop, bop, bop. And a little Nova.
Disable mines, yes. Or you die.
And okay, so there's a sea mine. This one looks safe. If I blow up from this one, then I don't even know. Just need a little bit more super energy. And then we'll be able to hit Psylocke with another Nova. Shield recharging in 30 seconds shouldn't be a problem. There's my second Nova of the fight. Nice teleport. And there's another Nova. We should be able to kill it before its shield even recharges. I don't think it's going to get a recharge off. And no, it is not. Warden's favorite ×3 as well, along with the clear. Hardest wave of Contest of Elders is done. Look at that! 500 dead kills, 165 orbs created as well. Woo! This is a brag to your friends build right here. Will it build? Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Yes, we were throwing Nova Bombs left, right, and center. I don't know how many Nova Bombs we threw in that run, but I feel like it was a very, very, very high number. Now, this build is going to fall off slightly once you engage in higher level content where enemies are 15, 20 power levels ahead of you, stuff like Grandmaster Nightfalls, Master content. However, even in that final wave of contest, I still feel like it held up pretty decently. So what's nice is this build I wouldn't say is unusable in those echelons of content. It's just not going to be quite as effective. This build is like the CEO of ad killing. If you're the guy that loves being the highest kill count on the leaderboard all day, every day, this is the build for you. Thanks to Buckeye for submitting it. If you want your build tested out and featured in one of these videos, please be sure to submit it in the Will It Build channel in the Discord server, linked in the description below. And make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see future episodes of Will It Build. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.